A very special greeting to all the cheeses of the world. My name is Dietrich Truches, and I am the Cheese Doctor, and today I bring you one of the most emblematic cheeses of France, the famous Brie de Meaux. Why is it known as the King of Cheeses? What makes this cheese so special? Join me on this journey full of history, tradition, and flavor to discover it together. Brie de Meaux has a fascinating history that begins in the region of Île-de-France, that city near Paris, and this cheese is mentioned for the first time in the 8th century, when Karl the Great, after tasting it for the first time, included it among his favorite delicacies. According to history, he even called it the best of cheeses. The name Brie comes from the homonymous region, but the cheese itself is centered in the town of Meaux, where its artisanal production has been passed down from generation to generation, from family to family. In Vienna, in 1815, an international cheese competition was organized to settle political disputes, and Brie de Meaux was awarded a prize and proclaimed King of Cheeses, a title it still holds today. And here's a curious anecdote. For centuries, Brie de Meaux was a food exclusively for the French nobility, that is, the rich. However, after the French Revolution, its popularity spread to all social strata, making it a symbol of culinary art and French history. Now let's talk about the production process. Brie de Meaux is produced exclusively with raw cow's milk, which gives it that authentic and complex flavor. The production process begins by heating the milk at a low temperature and adding lactic cultures, and of course, rennet, which allows the milk to coagulate slowly, preserving its organoleptic characteristics. The rennet is then cut into small grains and placed manually in round molds without a bottom. And here is a unique detail. The cheese is molded, as I told you, in layers, which gives it that characteristic structure. This cheese is not pressed. After a natural drainage, the cheese is lightly salted with salt. It is dried, which not only enhances its flavor, but also helps to control the development of the Penicillium camembert fungus and also the Geotrichum candidum on the rind. It can also be salted with brine. Brie de Meaux matures in cellars for about 3 or 4 weeks, and during this time, the fungus creates a white and velvety rind. It is beautiful. While the interior becomes soft and creamy, in the final stages of the maturation of this cheese, the aroma tends to intensify, and the cheese develops its practically liquid texture. It is a characteristic texture, as well as melting. If you have the opportunity to visit a cheese factory in Meaux, don't miss how the master cheesemakers of the Meaux area meticulously control each batch. It is a true work of art. Here we move on to the sensory characteristics. Brie de Meaux has a thin, white rind with small red or brown flecks that indicate optimal ripening. Its interior is soft and quite creamy with an ivory color that darkens slightly towards the center. On the palate, Brie de Meaux begins with soft mushroom notes and a buttery flavor. As you taste it, more complex flavors emerge, such as a taste of nuts, sweet cream, and a hint of fresh grass. A tip for cutting it: when you cut it, always use a very sharp serrated knife and clean it after each cut. And in this way, you will preserve the shape of the cheese and, above all, its texture. Let's now look at the most common problems that occur in the production of Brie cheese. Although they are nothing out of this world, one of the problems, or rather one of the biggest challenges in the production of Brie Meaux cheese, is to ensure that the Penicillium camembert fungus and the Candida fungus develop in a uniform and homogeneous manner. This requires rigorous control of the humidity and temperature in the ripening chambers. If you make it at home, a very common mistake is to store it improperly. But remember that this cheese needs to breathe. So you have to put it in paper, wrap it in cheese paper, and store it in a cool place, not in the coldest part of the refrigerator, because otherwise the cheese will not develop. If the Brie Meaux develops a strong ammonia flavor, it is probably too ripe, and in this case, you can use it in sauces or suddenly in the oven. Which means that if it smells of ammonia, it is because its ripening is about to end, so you have to consume it quickly. If you want to serve the cheese on a board for your friends, etc., with drinks and other things, I'll give you a secret on how to pair it. Brie de Meaux is perfect to pair with dry white wines, for example a Chardonnay or light reds like Pinot Noir. If you prefer something more refreshing, you can also use a French cider, which is also an excellent option. Have you tried Brie de Meaux wrapped in puff pastry? It is very easy to make. You just need a circle of dough, place the cheese in the center, and add a spoonful of apricot jam and bake for 20 minutes. Another option is to combine it with truffle honey and also with some dried fruits or fresh fruits like pears or grapes. These accompaniments enhance the creaminess and complex flavors of the cheese. Finally, I want to tell you that we are going to make cheeses like this every day. I hope you enjoyed this cheese and discovered this special cheese, Brie cheese. And if you want to give me your comments, do so in the comments section and down here in the video. Also remember to subscribe to the channel and know that you are just one cheese away from achieving your best life through cheese. A hug.